My name is Rodney Fox, and I started the Great White Shark expeditions many, many years ago after I was attacked by a great white shark. In 1963, it was written up in the newspapers being one of the greatest survival stories that they had. But I found that laying in hospital that everybody was really very terrified and scared of man-eating sharks. And it was about 8 months later when I was at the Adelaide Zoo looking at the lions in the cage, the man-eating lions. And I looked down the side of the cage and there was a watery moat. It was basically to stop the lions from biting the silly humans who put their arms in the cages. I thought, they're man-eaters, maybe I can reverse the role. Maybe I'll get in the cage, lower the cage over where the sharks are, and I'll make up my own idea if I want to go back diving. Nature is one of the most wonderful things to observe, and out at the Neptunes it's really nature in the raw. The water is so clear you can see the fish swimming around in large numbers underneath. It's peaceful at times, it's rugged, but on a smooth day with the sun coming up, it's fresh, it's perfect, it's a wonderful place to be. I organised the first ever expedition to film great white sharks. I'd found the cage that I wanted, I designed and had it built. I lowered my first cage over the side and went in it, and I noticed that the sharks were far more interested in the bait and the fish than they were of the diver in the water. They didn't just come racing in and try and bite the cage or the diver. So I started to realise that there was more to it than just mad killers, that they weren't really as bad as people had said. When an expedition goes out and you drop anchor, you just have no idea whether you'll see a shark in the first 5 minutes or 5 hours. Knowing that the Jaws monster could be coming close to you, your heart beats a little bit faster. You'd have no idea until maybe you search around and you realise a shark is really close to you. You didn't see it, there's no noise, and your heart beats so much faster as it slowly swims past. And you realise you're looking into the eye of one of the creatures in the world that very few people have ever seen. In the early days, a lot of people come out of the cage and they all sort of only talked about their teeth. And I said to one guy in particular, you know, did you look at any other part? Did you look at its beautiful big pectoral fins and the way they were like an aeroplane's underwater? And he sort of shook his head, and I said, well, next time you go in, you know, even have a look at its dorsal fin up above. It actually turns from side to side when it does a turn and uses it as a rudder. And when he came out, he said to me, that's fantastic. He said, I thought there was only just jaws and teeth, but there's much more to the sharks than that. We are learning more about sharks all the time. And so seeing one of these incredible animals that people relate to the Jaws monsters that were fictional is something quite interesting. And so many people come out of our cages and say, they're such a wonderful animal, I can't believe anybody would want to kill them. I'm pleased to say that so many people have thanked us for giving them an opportunity to see the great whites, a creature that the movie Jaws made so famous, just to hang around and see nature in the roar, the sun come up in the mornings, the beautiful crashing waves on the outside of the islands, the sea lions as they wander their way up amongst the rocks and swim past. So many people don't get the thrill of diving and seeing all of the natural fish in the ocean. Now I've got a saying, we've got to look out for, but look after the sharks. You don't want to swim willingly with a great white shark, but they're a necessary part of our ocean, and we don't have the right to kill them just from fear. They're not crazy man-eaters, but a beautiful creature in our ocean that we should protect and look after.